Yo,
Hey
yo,
guys, welcome
yo!
back to the channel. How are we doing today, Travis?
Oh, doing great, man. Great, great, great. The portfolio is looking good, so I'm happy,
Yep,
man.
it is. Awesome. Let's get straight into this one. So guys, as we have current businesses growing, they are also getting more involved with crypto. We've been discussing this, and Bitcoin obviously by the day. And as you know, here on the channel, we always giving you guys info about that. So, today to open up, we have a pretty huge announcement from Intel. Intel is making their own mining chip for Bitcoin, and just by doing this, just as like an additional like benefit, you could call it. They're going to be saving GPUs for people who actually need them for non-mining related business. So, like, there was a shortage of GPUs. It is currently still going on. I was trying to build a separate rig for my dad's house, and I couldn't even do that because I couldn't get a GPU. So that's good news to hear. And then, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, saving some of these gamers a little bit. I mean, obviously
Yeah,
with crypto adoption, I'm not too sure what the Nvidia share price has gone up by in the last whatever 3 to 5 years, but it must be exponential. But speaking of companies adopting cryptocurrency and starting to merge, we actually had some more news coming out of Microsoft. And that is that Microsoft are attempting or have acquired Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion.
yeah, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money to
And
yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
no, sorry, man. I was just gonna say it's a lot of money to invest into the metaverse, into something that
Yeah.
people don't believe in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. So they buying it in hopes or in plan of to involve it somehow in the metaverse.
Yeah, obviously to
Yeah,
compete with the boy Marky, uh,
yeah,
and his whole idea and phase into this. But
yeah,
as I mentioned before, we keep discussing it on the show and we keep progressing into back into El Salvador. But there is a couple of points that I want to go over today, and with this continued adoption and jumping on the bandwagon within the crypto space. There's actually confirmation. We spoke about it yesterday with the inclusion of Uruguay in the actual Bitcoin phase. And Nayib Bukele, who is the president of El Salvador, actually said he made a prediction earlier this year, and I'm gonna put it on the screen for you right now. He made a prediction earlier this year to say that first of all, Bitcoin will reach $100,000, and that two more countries will adopt it as legal tender. So, bro, you can tell me.
yeah,
We've already seen Uruguay be the first one, and now today, yeah, it's gonna happen, bro. El Salvador's president to hold a meeting with Turkey's president this Thursday.
yeah. There you go.
It's simple. So his predictions are slowly coming correct, and I mean it's not slowly. It's the 19th of January, and he's two of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points that he put out and predictions that he put out for this year have already come true.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the direction is with that, but if his beliefs are true and it's gonna come to into fruition, I mean the only way we'd be able to tell is with time, you know. I'm not sure what
yeah,
your perspective is on it.
yeah. No, that's just about right. It's just time will tell.
Yeah. And speaking of time will tell, let's hop over quickly into the charts for the day. Wanted to show people we did say on yesterday's show that we were expecting a bit of a pullback. We did have a little bit of a pullback down to 275. It went that low, guys. And then it seems like Bitcoin. Listen, don't get me wrong. This again, it's not financial advice for anyone, but I'm not sure, bro. I think it could be bottoming out here. I'm not sure what you feeling.
Yeah, I know. Earlier before stream, just how you're showing me it, it seems that is what is happening.
Yeah, and if you look at the day chart, and we drew some lines yesterday. That is to me, that is the bottom, and
Yeah.
that's a high low, possibly. We'll see.
Yep.
I'm not too sure. But speaking of Bitcoin predictions and projection, before we head over to the next phase, it's important to understand that there is a fear and greed index, and we keep reiterating on the show that within the chart, all of the stuff that's happening on the chart here could just be noise.
Yeah.
It could just be whatever you make of it.
Yeah. Um, in regards to the other coins that we were talking about, mainly the ones that are in our portfolio, as they did have a pullback, and we did discuss it, and we did also previously say, like last week, that we were expecting it. Um, Although it is kind of still hovering, it is slowly recovering too.
Yeah, yeah,
Like it's doing pretty decent today. Like it's not, it hasn't been dropping as it was previously.
yeah.
In fact,
Um,
today's looking really good.
Yeah, it's looking great. And speaking of it looking great, like I mentioned with the Bitcoin free fear and greed index, so there's a saying that you should be greedy when others are fearful, and
Yeah.
fearful when others are greedy. And right now we are in extreme fear, so be
Yeah.
extremely greedy.
Yeah.
In
Buying
other words,
opportunities coming.
it's coming. It's coming, and it might already be gone. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And speaking of price prediction and Phantom and how well the ecosystem is doing, Harry Ye came out today with a Bloomberg interview and his price prediction. So I'm going to play that video for you guys quickly so you guys can see what he has to say. But it's quite interesting.
Definitely going to be watching the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum because those are kind of the bellwethers of the industry. Typically, if Bitcoin does relatively well, the entire market will do well. I don't think we're going to see any interest rate hikes anytime soon. I think they're just going to continue that with the money printer. So I think you're going to see a lot more movement on the upside for Bitcoin. Target price is around $400,000 the next 12 months. Definitely going to be watching the price.
So 400,000.
Yeah. Quite insane. Like I was saying to you just before streaming, we were just casually talking about it. If you go check up on Twitter or if you're anywhere involved with crypto, you'll probably see how a lot of people are expecting and hyping up the 100K mark for Bitcoin. And then obviously that didn't really get to where they expected it to within that time frame. And a few people were bummed about it, but I don't think it's an issue. But regardless, now all of a sudden he's expecting the 400K, which is like that's insane.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and that's quite a reliable source in my perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Well, for those of you that don't know who Harry Ye is, Harry Ye is the founder of the Quantum FinTech Group, and I believe he is the one that funded completely the Tune Finance development. And basically, Tune Finance is a peg token to Phantom, so the prices tend to fluctuate quite closely together. And there's a whole bunch of staking rewards that come with Tune, but regardless of that, his main focus is on development within the Phantom ecosystem. So he is quite connected, and if he says 400,000, bro, well, I think we should definitely keep it in the back of our mind. And my honest opinion is the longer it takes for this market to turn into a bull market, like right now it's sort of going sideways and squeezing.
Yeah.
The longer it takes for it to become into the bull market, the better bull market we're gonna have.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But yeah, that moves me on and moves us on into the discussions of what happens if the market reaches 400,000. What's going to happen to our allocations? What's going to happen to the show's portfolio?
Yeah. Well, as we've been talking about it and as we mentioned, a lot of the time how Bitcoin often is carrying the crypto scene, especially in terms of price. And if we were to see Bitcoin go to 400,000, the way all the other coins, especially in our portfolio, like those are gonna fly like straight to the moon.
Yeah, well, let me just hop straight back into our portfolio then, just to show you guys what we've added to our portfolio today. We won't speak too much about it. We'll just go over basically what it is, and you guys can draw your own conclusions. Like I said, this is a show to help you guys, not to shill you guys some bullshit projects or try to push whatever agenda that a lot of these channels try to do. But what we're trying to do is actually give you a healthy relationship with the technology. and that you learn to develop with the technology and follow the developers, follow the community, and we'll give you the direct access to that. And speaking of that, everything's looking green today on the Diamond portfolio, and that little icon you can see next to Spirit Swap, that is what we're going to be discussing today, and that it is Phantom Oasis. Daniel, I'm not sure what you want to speak about this project, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot to say. I don't know how much we want to really talk about it today, but it's quite something, and I think we're gonna dive into that more tomorrow as well. But yeah, just stay woke for that one.
Yeah, just to summarize it, guys, what Phantom Oasis is it's the first launch pad within the Phantom ecosystem. And what that means is that all the new projects that are launching, and like we keep mentioning on the show, there's a huge variety of different projects, different technologies launching on all these different layer ones. And obviously, with our main focus being in Phantom, just because of the speed and efficiency of it, we wanted to partner with a project like Phantom Oasis. So we'll get more into it on the show in the coming days. But yeah, the first launch pad on it. And what I wanted to actually show you guys was this last thing before we move on to actually close and end off the show today and move on to tomorrow, where we are having the biggest giveaway that we've done to a single person ever. Before I mention that, so what Phantom Oasis have done is they've partnered with Spooky Swap. So as you can see here, Spirit Swap and one of the decentralized exchanges that we partners with. Spooky Swap is their not their opposition, but the opposing DEX within the Phantom ecosystem, actually the largest DEX currently. And Spirit would be second to that. But what has happened is the Phantom Foundation, 370 million Phantom incentive, has brought new developers and projects onto the Phantom Opera ecosystem. And one of those being the Phantom Native Launchpad, which seeks to help developers and investors alike rapidly into the growing system. And that's why they've introduced Phantom Oasis. And why is that so prevalent, Daniel?
Well, you can explain it. Oh, sorry, I was just reading chat because we seem to have gotten our first donation, which is quite awesome.
Okay, awesome. We'll explain all of that now at the end of the stream.
Yeah,
at the end of the stream.
We'll get back to the donation. Thank you so much, Ace Man.
We appreciate it. Hopefully we can change all how that works very soon, and we'll get into that. So what that essentially means for all the tokens that are launching onto Phantom Oasis is that they'll have direct access straight onto the Spooky Swap exchange, which means they'll be listed straight onto the Spooky Swap exchange, which means that if you have Phantom Oasis now, and we'll get into it into our later videos going into tomorrow and the next day. So make sure if you are just joining the cartel now, make sure you guys are here tomorrow and for the upcoming days, because we have some big content and stuff coming out for you guys. But just for a little bit of correlation to how a project can do, like Phantom Oasis, which is currently valued at, correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel, but 0.03 cents.
Phantom Oasis?
Yeah.
Yeah, rounded off. I think it's exact as 0.0275 or 265.
Okay. So to compare it to another launch pad, the launch pad for Solana, we look at Star Launch and yeah.
So you can imagine.
Guys, we speak about 100x tokens. You guys want to go look at all these different videos on YouTube, try and spend hours looking for one. But I mean, this honestly, for us, this could be it again. No financial advice. You guys must do what you want with your money. We are investors in this protocol ourselves and holders of this protocol ourselves. So we obviously want what's best for the protocol, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. That just makes me think now. So obviously, as we were saying, Phantom Oasis has huge potential. And I think as we did for Spread, we should probably make a video just showing people how exactly to get a hold of some Phantom,
Most definitely.
Because I know there are a lot of new people in the space, especially on our channel. And the last thing we want them to do is get such great info and access to it, but not be able to actually acquire any of it themselves. Sure. So I think we should definitely make a video on that. That will come out pretty soon. And then I was just thinking about it now, considering that we had switched channels, we do have a lot of new audience as well. Do you want to explain the portfolio system that we have going, just to give like a brief of what it's actually,
Yeah, what it's about. Okay, so So for all the new viewers that are watching you, just tuning in now, you're probably wondering. First of all, I'll answer the same question from Jace, man. Again, thank you for the donation. But essentially, what Crypto Cartel is we are trying to establish a place where people can come and find valuable information on the technology, not shilling projects like trying to push you whatever project just so that we can raise a price in it. We are trying to establish long-term relationships, not just with the projects, but with our audience itself. So we want you guys to go down this journey with us, and a part of that journey includes our portfolios. And what we've done is we've diversified our portfolio. So you'll see here's our diamond portfolio, here's our gold portfolio. We also have a silver, and we also have a bronze portfolio. And the way these portfolios work is that what happens is based off of the risk in the project. So if you're in the diamond portfolio and a token's been put into the diamond portfolio, that is a project that we believe has either the best technology with the least risk, or it just has no risk or little to no risk with amazing technology. And we're still keeping that foundation of having good technology throughout the different portfolios. There's no bad portfolio, it's just based off risk. So the lower the tier goes, so once you get to gold, the coin would be still good technology, but even more risk, as in risk to exploitation, etc., etc. And then as it goes down and down and down, it becomes riskier and riskier, if that answers the question.
Yeah. Just to interrupt you there. Michael Sutherland just received a huge donation from him. That's awesome, and a really nice message too. Much appreciated. He says, "Thanks for the awesome info, boys," and a 20, what's that, pounds? 20 pound donation. Michael, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot.
Awesome, Mikey. Then, and guys, again, including Michael, bro, just stick around. Again, we've got a lot of allocations coming out soon, and a lot of info coming out soon. A lot of alpha. You guys just have to be here. That's the main points of this whole thing. You guys have to share this journey with us. And before I sign off, I don't know if Daniel, if you want to ask them the question or if I should.
I think you can, but I just wanted to answer some questions in chat.
Sure.
I see one from, it's a bit blurry on my side, but I think Adam Cornelius. How often are you guys going to be uploading and going live? We're going to be going live probably just about every day. And in terms of uploading, we're going to be uploading as much content as we can. Obviously, we don't want to just upload bullshit content. So when the time comes, when there is something to make a really good video about, there will be a video, and that's, I think, is going to be something quite often on this channel.
Yeah, and for sure. And the thing about crypto, the best part about crypto is there's always new stuff coming out, always new news. Everybody's trying to push their own story and narratives for the direction of the token, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to sign you off on something really, you guys might not understand how important the words are that are going to come out of my mouth right now, but you will in due time. But I'll leave you with one last question, and then we're going to sign off. What is the reason that we are partnering with the Launchpad?
Think about it.
Think about it.
Yeah, I think I'll leave them with that.
Yeah, and that's all for you guys today. But join back tomorrow, and we've got a lot of stuff to come your way. Daniel, shot for having me, and shot for the stream, and thanks for the donations, guys. Big stuff coming.